Hello students, in our previous lecture we are studied a unit number second in paper first, that is penalties liable under Income Tax Act 1961, section 271B, 271D, 271DA and section 270E relating to the penalties liable for the SSC. Okay. In our today's lecture we are going to start our unit number second, that is deduction from gross total income from paper number second. Here deductions of chapter 6A applicable to individuals under section 80C, 80D, 80DD, 80DDB, 80E and 80U. Here introduction of deductions from gross total income. Here the chapter 6A of the Income Tax Act 1961 provides for certain deductions which can be claimed by an assessee in computing his total income. These deductions under section 80C to 80U have to be made from the gross total income of assessee. Gross total income of assessee means the aggregate of income from different heads, okay, in accordance with the provision of the act before making any deductions under section 80. So deductions is allowable for the assessee from gross total income, and gross total income means the aggregate of 5 heads is called a gross total income. The purpose of these deductions is to encourage the saving, industrialization, foreign earnings and assist taxpayer in meeting their essential expenditures. The main purpose of the deduction is to encourage the saving of the assessee and industrialization, earning foreign exchange or foreign earnings. It helps the taxpayer in meeting their essential expenditures, and the basic rules governing for deduction of under section 80C to 80U is given here. The first one is the aggregate amount of deductions specified in section 80C to 80U should not exceed the gross total income. Okay, so the aggregate amount of deduction, it means the total deduction cannot be exceeds the gross total income of the assessee. For example, if the if the gross total income, for example, gross total income of an assessee is rupees, for example, 1,20,000. Okay, and deductions are not exceeds the gross total income. It means the deduction is not exceed the amount of 1,20,000. It means deduction cannot exceeds the amount of gross total income. Okay, so here the gross total income or the deduction cannot be exceeds the gross total income. It means the deduction cannot be over the gross total income. Here, for example, if our gross total or the assessee's gross total income is 1,20,000, then the deduction is not allowed more than 1,20,000. Okay, under section 80C to 80U. So here remember this. So here the deduction is below 1,20,000. Okay, under section 80C to 80U. Second rule is given here, where an association of person or body of individuals is entitled to deductions under section 80G, 80GGA, 80HH, 80HB, 80HHC, 80HHD, 80I, 80IA, 80IA, okay, 80IB, 80J, 80JJ. A member thereof cannot claim the same deduction in relation to the shares of such members in the income of the assessee. So here in the association of person or body of individual is entitled to get a deductions from that 80G to 80JJ. A member therefore cannot claim the same deduction, okay, if the deduction is already taken in association of person or body of individuals total income, then the member cannot claim these deductions in relation to the shares of member in the income of assessee. Okay, so the deduction cannot get second time. Okay, so here this rule is very important in relation to the association of person or body of individuals. Second rule is given here, sorry, third rule is given here. These deductions are allowed only if the assessee claims them. It means the deduction is allowed under Income Tax Act 1961 if the assessee claims the deductions under section 80C to 80U, then the deduction will be allowed. It will not automatically deducted. Okay, the informations regarding the 80C to 80U is provided by the assessee while deducting the amount from gross total income. So if the assessee claims these sections, then it will be allowed. Fourth, where any deduction in respect of certain incomes is to be allowed, it has to be calculated with reference to the gross amount of income as reduced by any allowable expenditure of this income. So deduction in respect of certain incomes is allowed. Here in deduction there are three types: deductions relating to payment, deduction related to investment, deduction related to income, and other deductions. Okay, so this rule is given here. Where any deduction in respect of certain income is to be allowed, it has to be calculated with reference to the gross amount of income as reduced by any allowable expenditure of this income. Okay, now we are going to discuss the core part of this unit, that is deductions of chapter 6A applicable to individuals under section 80C, 80D, 80DD, 80DDB, 80E and 80U. So here first section is given here, that is section 80C, and section 80C is related to the investment or contribution of the assessee. So here section 80C, deduction in respect of investment or contribution of an assessee. So section 80C provides for deductions from gross total income of saving in specified modes of investment. So 80C is related to the saving in respect to investment or contribution of the assessee. The deductions under section 80C is available only to an individual or HUF. The maximum permissible deduction under 80C is rupees 1,50,000. So remember this, the maximum amount is allowable for deduction under section 80C is rupees 1,50,000. Okay, so maximum deduction is 1,50,000. The maximum permissible deduction is 1,50,000. Okay, it means if the assessee will invest their money in under section 80C, okay, then the maximum deduction for that SSC is rupees 1,50,000. It means the SSC will invest their money up to rupees 1,50,000, not more than 1,50,000. Okay, so remember this. The maximum limit under section 80C is rupees 1,50,000. Deduction in respect of investment or contribution means what? So here deduction in respect of investment or contribution means the SSC will invest or SSC will contribute the some income for their future. For example, the SSC will take a life insurance policy. Okay, SSC will invest or contribute the income in provident fund. SSC will contribute some income in pension fund. SSC will contribute or SSC will make a FD in bank more than 5 years. Okay, so these are the contribution of that SSC, and this contribution is allowed for deduction under section 80C, but not maximum, and maximum amount is given for deduction is rupees 1,50,000. So here first point is given, that is premium paid in respect of life insurance policy. Okay, so premium paid, if the SSC will take a insurance or life insurance policy, then premium paid on insurance on the life of the individual, spouse or any child, minor or major, and in the case of HUF any member thereof. This will include a life policy and endowment policy. Okay, so the SEC will take the life insurance policy for individual, for spouse means wife, or for child. Okay, for also HUF Hindu undivided family members. This will be included in life policy or life insurance policy or endowment policy of that SEC. Here's exception is given, that is the SEC will receive a bonus on life insurance policy, then that bonus should not be included in the total income of the SEC under section 10 subsection 10D. So here exception is given, exception on a receipt from life insurance policy section 10 subsection 10D. Any sum received under life insurance policy include the sum allocated by way of bonus on such policy shall not be included in the total income of SEC. Here, so it will also discuss by me, means the SEC will receive the a sum of bonus of life insurance policy, then this bonus shall not be included in your or in SEC's total income under section 10 subsection 10D. Now here the deductions is allowed for the SEC if the SEC will take the policy before, after, between. So here 5 points is given related to life insurance policy and amount deducted according to the or under section 80C for life insurance policy. So first point is given here, in respect of policies issued before 1st April 2003. Okay, in respect of, see here, if the SEC will take a policy before 1st April 2003, then the allowable deduction is given here. Okay, allowable deduction under section 80C is given here. So here in respect of policy is issued before 1st April 2003, it means the SEC will take a policy or life insurance policy before 1st April 2003. The allowable deduction under section 80C is premium paid, it means actual premium paid. Okay, premium paid or 20% of sum assured, okay, 20% of actual sum assured, whichever is lower is allowed for deduction under section 80C. Okay, so here if the assessee will get a or take a life insurance policy before 1st April 2003, the allowable deduction under section 80C is premium paid to the extent of 20% of sum actual assured, whichever is lower. Premium paid or 20% of sum assured, whichever is lower. Sum assured means the policy was taken for, or the amount of policy, okay, or the amount of policy. For example, we take a policy of 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 5 lakh. The 5 lakh is the sum assured. Okay, we are saved that much money in our future years or in our future plans. Okay, so 5 lakhs, 2 lakhs is our sum assured. Okay, so premium paid or 20% of actual sum assured, whichever is lower is allowed for deduction from gross total income under section 80C. Second point is given here, in respect of policies issued between. So here, in respect of policies issued between 1st April 2003 and 31st March 2013. Okay, if the assessee will take a life insurance policy between 1st April 2003 to 31st March 2012, the allowable deduction under section 80C is premium paid or 20% of actual sum assured. Okay, so remember this, same is here. If policy is taking before 1st April 2003 3, the amount of premium or 20% of actual sum assured, whichever is lower. Same is here, if the policy is issued between 1st April to 31st March 2012, then the deduction is allowable under section 80C is premium paid or 20% of sum assured, whichever is lower. Okay, third point is given here, in respect of policies issued after 1st April 2012 but before 31st March 2013. It means the policy is issued after 1st April 2012, okay, but before 31st March 2013. The allowable deduction under section 80C is premium paid or the 10% of actual sum assured, whichever is lower. Okay, so here while computing the deductions of LIC, remember these dates, okay, or remember the date of policies. Okay, if the date of policies is given to you, then you can remember these 5 points. Okay, if the policy is taken after 1st April 2012 or but before 31st March, then allowable deduction is given to you, that is premium paid or 10% of actual sum assured is allowed for deduction from gross total income under section under section 80C. Okay, under section 80C. Fourth point is given here, in respect of policies issued on or after 1st April 2003. Okay, now we are going to discuss if the policy is issued after 1st April 2003 and in case of assessee has disability or severe disability. So if the policy is taken by the SSC after 1st April 2013 and if the SSC is a disabled or severe disabled, then allowable deduction under section 80C is premium paid and 15% of sum assured, whichever is lower. Okay, so this is related to the disabled person, orthopedic person, okay, handicapped person. In respect of policy is issued on after 1st April 2013. Okay, this is for the handicapped person, orthopedic person. The allowable deduction under 80C for disabled person is actual premium paid or 15% of sum assured, whichever is lower. Fifth point is given, so here fifth point is related to normal SSC. Okay, normal SSC. If the SSC will issue or SSC will take a life insurance policy after 1st April 2013, for normal SSC, allowable deduction under section 80C is premium paid, actual premium paid, or 10% of sum assured, whichever is lower. Okay, is the allowable deduction for that SSC from gross total income. So we only discuss about the life insurance policy, and that is very important for computation of deduction if the SSC will take a life insurance policy. Okay, so these 5 points is very important. Also under section 80C some points is also included in here. For example, the SSC will invest their money in NSC, National Savings Certificate. Also for PF means Provident Fund, SSC will also contribute some income for pension fund. Okay, pension fund. So these all contributions are allowed to deduction under section 80C. Okay, this all deduction is allowable for that SSC under section 80C as a contribution of that SSC, but the maximum deduction is given in Income Tax Act 1961 under section 80C is or up to rupees 1,50,000 or is not more than 1,50,000. So the SSC will get a benefit of that section 80C up to rupees 1,50,000. The SSC will not take a more deduction or more than 1,50,000 deduction under section 80C. So limit is given to you. You can contribute your income for your future benefits, but not more than 1,50,000 allowable for the deduction. Okay, so remember this, the SSC will contribute their money in NSC, pension fund, mutual fund, provident fund. Okay, as well as shares as well as shares. Okay, so the SSC will invest their money or contribute their income under section 80C is given here: LIC, NSC, PF, pension fund. Okay, FD, fixed deposit, FD more than 5 years. Okay, so these are the related to section 80C. Now we are going to discuss the second section of this, that is section 80D. 80D How to remember ATD? ATD means doctor. Okay, so doctor means medical treatment or medical insurance premium. D means medical insurance premium. How to remember? D means doctor, doctor for medical insurance premium. Okay, so remember these sections. Okay, so ATD is related to deduction in the respect of medical insurance premium or medical treatment. Okay, medical treatment. Okay, so health insurance premium or Mediclaim